1983 through 2007 was a period of major change in human resources in the federal government. A lot of organizations were frustrated with the federal government, so they developed some agency-specific rules or personnel systems with different rules for each agency, as opposed to the same rules for each agency. Some of the issues that caused the agencies to separate their human resources functions were the binge hiring that I've talked about before, causing feast or famine staffing issues so that large groups of employees would retire at the same time. In addition, there was zero flexibility with the thinking that all agencies should be alike. The retirement tsunami that was predicted to come would cause serious recruitment challenges as well. Plus, it was just way too hard to follow the process, and no one would get hired. Some of the other challenges facing the federal government were trying to improve employment conditions, continuing to try to create one system for everybody, and accommodating diverse arrangements such as flexible work schedules and phased-in retirements. In addition, technology was changing rapidly, causing the need for knowledge workers. Finally, labor management relations were also a challenge. Some of the issues with human resources management in the states include civil service rules, security of tenure, and written exams for selection and promotion. Merit, as I mentioned before, does not mean job performance. Employees in the states are considered civil servants and have an administrative process right before being fired. This is in contrast to at-will employment. At-will employment means that you as an employee can quit without notice, and the employer has the right to terminate you with or without reason. In most states, human resources was typically administered centrally, with the original intent being merit. Unfortunately, the results end up being a lot of inefficiencies, as we talked about last week. Other issues the states are facing at this point are burdensome benefit systems, particularly pensions, which are hugely underfunded. Local government human resources have similar issues as the states. The system to create fairness results in inflexible hiring practices. One of those practices includes the rule of 3, where applicants are tested and ranked, and then the manager can only choose from the top 3 on the list. The manager actually has very little latitude as to whom they hire. Other issues include difficulty in keeping up with technology. In the past, government workers used to be worker bees and paper pushers, but now they need knowledge workers. Also, the performance evaluation system becomes pro forma and unenlightened due to lack of impact on pay or promotions. Finally, discipline and termination are completely burdensome. Let's talk a little bit about strategic human resources. Strategic human resources management refers to the implementation of human resources activities, policies, and practices to make the necessary ongoing changes to support and improve the agency's operational and strategic objectives. What I mean by that is understanding the business. This is important because nearly half of all federal employees are eligible to retire soon, including 70% of senior managers. State and local government agencies are in the same situation. While the most recent recession may have slowed down the retirements, they're bound to happen rapidly in the next few years. HR planning is critical for strategic human resources management. Most human resource departments focus on compliance, rules, and regulations and tend to lack the credibility to be a strategic partner to the organization. Human resources is often relegated to being a secondary support function rather than a business driver. In so many cases, HR does not have the flexibility or the experience to initiate change. In many organizations, it is not really a valued function, more like a necessary evil. In reality, salary and benefits of government employees can be up to 85% of an agency's budget, thus illustrating the necessity for HR to show its value. One of the best ways to do this is to quantify your programs empirically. That means measuring what you do and showing its value. Some of the areas you can measure are recruiting, turnover, reasons for leaving, turnover in mission-critical positions, or turnover of high-performance performers. In addition, you can measure the grievance activity, performance evaluations, productivity, and attrition, along with the attrition of retirement eligible. This has been an overview of strategic human resources management and some of the issues faced by the human resources function in the federal government, the states, and the local entities.